Card of the Emperor. This is very definitely male energy. If we start by talking about the Emperor as a person, and then move on to talking about the Emperor as an organisation. When we talked about the magician, I said that Richard Branson began his career as a magician when Virgin was about music, and it was about trying to make a living out of music, and it was a bit quirky and a bit off-centre and a bit exciting. And gradually the Virgin Empire, and it is an empire, evolved and became very definitely an earth-centred empire. There's nothing magical about it anymore, whereas music is a form of magic. So a lot of people working within the music industry will be magician-type characters. People working in finance, generally Queen of Coins, King of Coins, the Emperor. Emperor-type men, very often self-employed because they like to run an empire. They don't like being told what to do, they like to be the boss. Very often working in property. Perhaps he's a builder. It often owns property, perhaps property developer, or works for a bank. Emperor type men. It very often the emperor and his female equivalent, the empress, appear in the same reading. You'll find they are often a couple. Relationships like this, and I think of Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton, where they're both incredibly strong and powerful people. They both want to take charge. Relationships like this can be incredibly successful, very productive. Yes, they do love each other. They understand each other. They work very well together. You find two people probably both running their own businesses and supporting each other in that endeavour. That, oh wow, don't the sparks fly. For very strong people, you either form a relationship with, stroke, marry, someone that you can easily control, or you form a relationship with, stroke, marry, someone who is your equal. If you have two very strong people together, it's very productive, but of course it's hard work. Yeah, because they both want to take charge. Emperor type characters, if they do marry someone who they can easily control, they will often be unfaithful. What I'm giving you is information that I have gained from having done thousands and thousands of tarot readings. I taught myself from library books and then let the cards speak to me, working intuitively. And having completed thousands of readings, a frequently asked question is he going to leave his wife for me? And he will very often appear as the Emperor. A lot of these guys have a harem. There you are, perhaps a sultan, would be an emperor, I suppose. But they like a harem. They like a wife to run the house for them, a secretary to run their office. They like a mistress. I always think these people very rarely make their own coffee. Yeah. You'll notice that I'm not referring to any specific readings. I'm not saying I once did a reading for someone and anything that is said within a tarot reading is strictly confidential. There are ethics with tarot. We don't talk about anything that is said during a reading. We don't read for people under 18. And when we charge for readings, we charge a sensible, affordable amount. Yeah. Emperor type characters. I always think these guys tend to drive big cars, but they are earthed. You can see on his throne there are two bulls. So think of the sun sign of Taurus. Very down to earth, very hardworking, very money orientated chaps. Yeah. Having said that, the Emperor in a reading, perhaps if you use the Celtic cross, perhaps card number 2, what is crossing your querant, can be an organisation. Think about it. How would the bank appear? Perhaps someone's asking if they're going to get a loan. How would someone rent a loan or a mortgage? If perhaps someone rents their home or business premises from an organisation, or perhaps just from a landlord. I mean, the landlord would appear as the emperor, but from an organisation, perhaps a housing association, perhaps the local council, and they're having issues with that. The emperor. Yeah. So think about empires, banks, councils, government, big organisations, powerful, controlling organisations. Perhaps the DVLA would appear as the emperor. Certainly not the empress, I don't think. I think it's male energy. The difference really between the emperor and the empress, it's not so much about gender, it's about sort of the way that they function. The emperor tends to be in charge and lead from the front and squashes other people. The empress nurtures, teaches, facilitates the people around her. Yeah. Perhaps a good school head teacher could appear as an empress, regardless of whether they are male or female, if they are supportive of staff and pupils. Yeah. I know it's a bit stereotyped, but what do we mean by male and female? That's kind of an interesting question. I don't have the answers, but I think it's something maybe we can all think about. But of course, women are maid, mother, crone. Men are warrior, father, sage. Yeah. Men and female roles. It's something that's changing. It's something that's evolving. It's something that perhaps we all need to consider a little bit. In the meantime, we have tarot, we have male and female concepts, even if that doesn't relate to the gender of the actual person in a reading. But there you are, something to think about. Is a bank a male or a female energy? Go on, admit it. Most of you assume that your bank manager is a man, don't you? coming back to the fact that the Emperor is Emperor attack men can often be unfaithful to their wives. As tarot readers, we are not judgmental. Yeah. We just help people to look at their current situation maybe in a slightly different light. We are moving on. We have other people to meet. I hope you're enjoying learning tarot. Hope you're enjoying your own journey. Other videos coming up. Please do remember to subscribe to my channel.